In Stay Put News.
Don't move.
Submitted by, it's either I Glove JK or I G Love JK.
I Guckin' love JK.
Guckin'.
Guckin'?
I don't know. German schools are facing criticism for using 13-pound sand vests to keep hyper kids in their seats.
That's fucking dope. I love that. Wait, they're facing criticism?
Yeah.
Criticism.
Oh, so they're not getting a thumbs up? They get a thumbs up from me.
Me too, honestly.
Because they have those for doggies. When the doggies are anxious, they have the weighted vests, and then it calms down the doggies.
Because I like it because it's productive.
And it makes them work out harder?
Yeah, so if the kids they have a lot of energy, then let them have a little workout throughout the day, and they're just gonna build like stronger little bodies because their bodies can handle it and they can handle more of the caloric expenditures. I like it.
Why do they
For
face
you,
the...
it's a workout angle?
Yeah, for me it's just like some kids, they're just more energetic than others, right? So some people, they need a 2-hour workout, some people need a 20, 30-minute workout. Well, if you gotta learn and stay in the classroom all day long and do the same shit, then it's kind of like when people do a Spartan race. It's the same race. Some people are sprinting the fuck out of it. Some people are walking it. If it's the same classroom, you might as well give some kids that can handle a lot more a little vest, and people that can just sit there, they don't need a vest.
How old are these kids?
That's a good question. They don't really mention the age, but they are mentioning that there are about 200 schools in Germany that are using these vests.
Is it like a straight jacket where the kids are just like...
No,
I think it's a straight up
They're
vest.
between...
It's a weighted vest, so it feels like a bulletproof vest?
Yes.
Like a little workout vest?
So they're between 2.7 pounds to 13
It's a little
pounds.
workout vest.
That shit looks fucking dope. It looks like this kid is playing SWAT with a fucking bunny regiment.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's another one.
Yeah, it's just a little workout vest. That's
For
tight.
13 pounds, does it ever, because they're wearing it all day, would that ever mess up their like back or anything?
Or their growth, probably.
I don't know,
But
not the growth.
there's also a range, right? So it might be age specific. Like if you're like 5, you wear the 2-pound one, or if you're in junior high, you wear like the 13-pound one.
Yeah.
But even to wear it all day, I feel like that's very uncomfortable.
Maybe
For
not
8 hours?
Maybe not all day.
Oh.
Maybe until they calm their asses down. Fucking pieces of shit.
You know what else would work? If I got spooned from the back from a very warm, overweight auntie.
But during
Wait,
school,
what would work?
No, like if I'm just like, ugh, like that, right? And then the designated spooner will sit down, and then I sit on the auntie's lap, and then she spoons me like this, then I'll like calm down.
That's how perverts fucking happen.
Perverts?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, I'm not gonna rape the auntie.
But what about an uncle? If an uncle were to give you a hug?
Well, I don't want to sit on a dick, so it's gotta be an auntie. And plus, there's gonna be titties, so I could relax into it.
yeah, but it could still be the possibility of people being like, this is inappropriate.
Why?
Because people take it there. I don't know.
Fine. I'm just trying to be creative.
Yeah.
I felt like I needed something like this as a kid, because I couldn't sit still, and then I was always trying to get different angles of the class. So sometimes I'm like just in the middle of the class, I'm looking at the teacher like this, and I would always get in trouble because I'm moving around. But if you made it harder for me to move around, then I might actually get tired if I stood up, or if I went to go hide in the closet or play with the pet turtle.
It seems like a punishment though, a little bit for me.
Really?
But that's why,
But if you're also viewing it as a punishment.
But that's why, well, maybe your mom didn't do this, but in my elementary school anyways, before school started, they had faculty up there so kids could play around for the first 30 minutes so they can get their wiggles out. So parents would bring them earlier, they get to run around, get all the energy out, and they would go to class.
Yep.
My mom had me run 2 laps around the neighborhood every single morning to get rid of my asthma, but it made it worse. But I did exercise before school started.
Me too. There was a class workout in the morning. Like they would play that Here Come the Hot Step every single morning, and then we would just be like, there'll be like this aerobic guy, and then we'll follow his stuff, and then every morning.
Did you guys have the that fruity jump rope guy come to your school?
No.
All right, well, there'll be this guy that was dressed up in like rainbow spandex, and they would do all these crazy jump rope tricks, and they would like get us to try to do that shit, but I couldn't stop laughing at him. The guy looked like a damn fool.
No, but I want to go back onto what you were saying. So you feel like it's more of a punishment? How?
A little bit, just because I feel like, so we know that these kids need an education, obviously. That's why they're going.
Think about me, Baby Bart.
Yeah, so thinking about baby Barts, then I feel like in the curriculum at least, it should be like, because I feel like there's enough studies where I feel like kids' attention span is only good for so long, right? Like when we have our creative circles, we can only do it for like at least 3 hours, right? After 3 hours, you're tapped out. You're doing good. You're doing good. I like it. Keep
So
it
you
up.
see, imagine like a kid like that.
Yeah, that's
then
fine.
if you just go, ta 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 ta.
It just seems, no, I don't even see that happening.
And now look at his movements.
Yeah, so he's, exactly, so it doesn't stop you from moving. It's just gonna slow you down.
And it tires you out, because then you're like, I tried to copy you, but I can't. All right,
But I'm thinking that the kids, what if the kids just get used to the weight?
Ah, that is better. Now I will be able to move freely.
And then would you have to
That's
be
why you put
heavier?
more weight.
Yeah, that's why the weight goes up. No, but I think there are parents that feel the way you do, Gio, and so they're saying, for example, this one parent said, quote, "It would be best if we avoided such torture methods. How can you say?"
Torture.
I don't think it's torture. That's a little too extreme.
That's a bitch ass parent.
Yep.
Then they say, "How can you say to a child, you're sick, and as a punishment, you have to wear this sand-filled jacket, which
I'm
is
not saying
I
that's
don't think
sick.
anyone said they're sick.
But this parent is, though. This parent's saying they're sick.
which is not only physical agony, but will make you look like an idiot in front of the rest of the class."
I'll put it
That's
to
what
you.
that
I
one
agree
parent
about
said.
the idiot stuff. That stuff doesn't look that cute. And I feel like if you're the only one wearing it, then everyone's gonna be like, oh, there goes ADD Joe wearing this special ass vest. And I'm like, even though I like it a little bit, it's gonna be so uncool.
Yeah, so these vests are being
Specialized
used to help kids that have ADHD, so like super hyper, they just can't seem to focus on their work because they're just always like so jiggly and like wiggly and stuff. But there is this one mother who said that her son has been using it for the past 3 years, and she says that
Got
he
the
can.
biggest calves in class.
She says that he can concentrate better and he's more able to take on active part in lessons because he's not spending the whole time trying to keep his arms and legs under control because he's being weighted. So
I wish I had something like this. Because it took me a long time to start learning. I don't think I started learning until college.
did you ever get put
That's a
on?
long time.
Did they ever put you on medication? Or you, Bart?
No, because I don't think my parents recognized that there was a problem. Or they didn't even know that there's this thing called ADD that exists. So the more, I haven't been diagnosed, but the more I see like, or hear from my family about how I was as a kid and like the diagnosis and like taking psychology and learning what the traits of ADD is or ADHD, I go, oh shit, I probably have adult ADHD right now.
Well, how about you, Bart? Were you ever on medication?
They prescribed medication to my mom and told me to get it, but then
Did you go to a school psychologist or counselor or something?
school psychologist. But my mom, being the mom that she is, she took me home and lit incense and tried to perform an exorcism.
Perfect.
And try to get the ADHD demon out of me.
Yeah.
Did
But
she never
aren't
give
you
the med-
glad that she did that? Because now you're not dependent on drugs, and instead you found a different vice, which is physical activity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, most people are supposed to grow out of it in their adulthood years.
Yeah.
For me, I think like in my 30s, I'm finally starting to calm down.
I don't know about that
I think I grew out
because
of mine.
I specifically saw you at a funeral do this.
Joe.
I was like, bro, what is going on?
That's a better way than before.
What the fuck was it like before then, dude? Dude, I was like cracking up. I was like, what is going on over here?
I'd probably leave and be outside. Yeah.
Yeah, so these schools are saying that these vests are better than just medicating all the kids with
True.
like Ritalin and stuff.
I'd rather do that than medicate.
I agree with that.
I know, I kind of wonder.
I don't
what-
believe in, what was it? Not adrenaline. Adderall.
Adderall.
Yeah, I don't believe in any of those drugs. That shit's meth.
Yeah.
Why are you gonna give children meth? It has the same chemical compound as meth.
I guess because it balances out the chemical shit. I don't know.
But that's only if you're like, if you choose to perceive it as an imbalance. I think that's the part that's messed up, where like everyone's categorizing kids as this, and if the kid is more energetic or less energetic, now they're like, oh, let's medicate them to make them fit in within these lines.
Right.
And I feel like the vest is actually a productive way of making them fit within these lines so the teacher can do their job without having to change any type of chemical balance in the body.
Because I think it's the system that's fucked up, not human beings.
Yeah.
So like ADHD is only a problem because we need people to sit down, shut the fuck up, listen to the teacher for 8 hours.
True.
And that's not natural to human beings.
Yeah, that's hard.
Kids are supposed to be fucking crazy, go out, expend that energy, and then be focused on different things. And it's like you're taking in all this like information and you're touching the leaves and you're playing on trees. That's what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Not sitting in a classroom at 6 years old, being fucking like still and like robots.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at when I was saying like when we have our creative like our sessions or whatever, like because I feel like a kid up until they learn a little bit more logic, they are very creative creatures. So for us as adults to be able to tap into that, I feel like after 2 hours, maybe even 3, like we get gassed out and we're just like, dude, we need a break. We need to break up, get out of this room and feel the air or feel the sun or just have a conversation about something else and like kind of like what you're saying.
But then we look at these traits as like negative and whatnot. But I have a theory that they're superpowers because everyone has different traits that work in advantage. Like sometime in the past when we were evolving like in a tribe setting, maybe when we were hunter-gatherers or whatever, maybe ADHD people had more resilience toward like going out and catching their prey because they never get tired. Such as Michael Phelps when he was able to just swim like a motherfucker because he probably forgot how long he was swimming for. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, they are mentioning in this article that psychiatrists are skeptical, like some of them are skeptical about these vests because they're saying that this could be seen as a one-size-fits-all approach rather than focusing on the individual needs of each child.
That's true
But
too.
that's always the problem with like public school systems.
You can't expect any more than that. They have to make something standardized because there's so many students, and if that's not an option, homeschooling has to be it, or maybe private schools. But that's really expensive. So
And they don't have the money.
Yeah.
If you don't have the money, you don't have the honey.
True.